Hello everyone, my name is Jacob Pryor. I'm here with by far one of my favorite teachers, Mr. Baumgardner. How are you today, Mr. Baumgardner?
I think I'm okay so far. No coronavirus at the house.
All right, my first question for you, Mr. Baumgardner, is what do you miss most about coming to school every day?
So for me, I really value relationships and friendships, and not being able to see my students and not being able to see people that I work with really bothers me. And ever since I've come to Norfolk Christian, there have been certain people that have always been there. Sue Royster, Anna Carter, Debbie Carter, um, Tammy Schoaf, Jeff Schoaf, and David Kalana was a freshman. He was your age. So not seeing people that you really love to see and seeing your students in small group really bothers me.
So, I know you love history, but can you explain why you love it so much?
Well, when I was in third grade, I went to a public school in Portsmouth from first grade to fifth grade. In my day, you didn't have to go to kindergarten, and I lived 3 blocks from the school. And so I went there for the first 5 years of my education. And in third grade, I took my first ever field trip. We got on a city bus and we took a tour of Old Town Portsmouth. And then they took us into the Norfolk Naval Shipyard and they showed us the dry dock where the Merrimack was raised and refitted with iron plating and renamed the Virginia, which fought in the Civil War, first battle tested ironclad ship. And then we got back in the bus and we drove across, went through the downtown tunnel. It was only 2 lanes those days, and across the Berkeley Bridge, which was only 2 lanes. We came down to St. Paul Battlefield, St. Paul's Boulevard, and they showed us the church, St. Luke's Church, and the cannonball that was in the side of it from Lord Dunmore when he fired on it from the Revolutionary War era. And there was something that day about seeing those old houses and seeing that dry dock. I didn't even know who the Merrimack of the Virginia was until that day. I don't even know if I knew much about the Revolutionary War, but there was something that day in third grade that I just began to love. And that summer, you could go to the school library and pick out books, check them out like you did during the school year. And I started checking out history books. And from that point on, it just grew. The whole thing just grew from that point on.
And my last question for you is, what is your favorite memory from teaching at NCS?
Well, when I had cancer back in 2007, I missed the first 3 months of school. I didn't come back until December 3rd. And when I came back, there were a group of students that were freshmen, just like your age, Jacob, and we were taking World Studies Part 1. In fact, that was like one of the last years I ever taught it until this year. And so I would, in class, I'm always talking about Bible reading. And so I would tell the students, you need to be reading your Bible. And I told them that, if you read 4 chapters a day, you could read through the Bible in 297 days. In another 6 days, I would have read through the Bible for the 38th time. I just checked today. And there was a young girl that was listening in there that day, and her name was Caitlin Ferris. And she married a young man whose last name was Warner, who's also a graduate of the school. So her now name is Caitlin Warner. Her dad is the girls' varsity basketball coach. And she listened. And she didn't say another thing to me, but she listened. And then when she was a sophomore, she walked up to my desk on the 297th day of the year. It was in October. And she said, Mr. Baumgardner, I just want you to know something. Today I read through the Bible. And that was, I thought, one of the greatest significant moments in my life as a teacher, that somebody actually followed some advice of mine. And later that year, she wrote me a letter, and I still have it in my file at school. And she wrote me that letter in 2009. She read through the Bible in 2008. I'll never forget that.
I always love hearing your stories, Mr. Baumgardner. Thank you for allowing me to interview. And I just pray that this quarantine can end soon.
So do I.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.